From feel to function, this 28 by 55 Texas style metal building is ready for anything. Want to know how much it costs?
Stick around and we're going to review the price from base to completion.
Welcome back. It's David and Argenis here from WolfSteel Buildings.
Yes, sir.
If you caught our last video, we took an amazing tour of this barn style red iron building in Seguin, Texas. It was really nice. And in case you missed it, make sure you click the link on screen on the description right below. Here in Texas, barn style metal buildings are super popular. No joke, I actually get them all the time. I'm sure you do too.
Oh yeah.
And for good reason. They get that classic rustic style charm outside, and it's wide open in the inside, which you can customize to pretty much do anything you want. I actually seen these buildings turn into gyms.
They're turned into gyms, workshop, homes, venues, garages, you name it. You know, that's the good thing about these metal buildings is that they can be flexible, functional, and tough to handle any kind of weather.
Yeah.
Speaking of weather, we just had some terrible weather here in Fort Worth. Some golf ball size hail down in Southside Fort Worth. Where I was out there was nothing. It's Texas. You never know what you're gonna get. But if you're considering a similar building, you know, this building style, then this video is definitely for you. So stick around. We're gonna break down the cost and for this weld-up red iron project, so you can start planning with your budget in mind. But all right, let's get this video started.
Let's go.
Let's fly.
For today's video, we're diving into the building details first and revealing the costs at the end of the video. But before we get into numbers, let's talk a bit about the process that led up to the construction.
This particular project was actually sold by Ernesto and his team back in December. Shout out to them. The building's actually located in Seguin, Texas, right here in Guadalupe County, and an area that we like to call the Wild Wild West. Why? Because there are no permits. No permits, no HOA, no restrictions, nothing to worry, which makes our job a lot easier and a lot more flexible for the client to just really customize the building to their needs.
Now, construction officially kicked off with the concrete pour, which happened on March 17. Before we got to that point though, there was a lot of site prep involved.
A lot of site prep. So our client actually handled their own site preparation themselves, which was a big help. The land had like a natural slope to it. You can see it in the videos that Mark is going to be putting up right now. 38 inches off level, which meant the ground was very off level, more than 3 feet, and that's a significant grade. So it took a lot of serious site work, a lot of material that we brought in, make sure it was nice and leveled.
Now, here at WolfSteel Buildings, when we're in charge of your foundation work, the first step we do is conduct a site visit. Now, in this case, since the client actually did his own site preparation, we did a site visit, but the site visit was done to see the site preparation and see the scope of work.
That they
Exactly, just to evaluate whether the land is ready for the concrete pour and to identify if there's anything that might delay the concrete pour.
Exactly, So let's get into it. The total cost of the concrete for this particular project came out to $45,739. And that price includes the 4-inch slab for both the main building and the 2 lean-tos, the rebar mat, rebar inside the perimeter footings, the vapor barrier, and the internal cross beams as well. And that cost also covers everything: materials, delivery, labor, sales tax, everything in there. Now keep in mind, this price does not include the cost of the site prep, specifically for this one because we didn't do the site prep, but in this particular project, you know, the custom additions like concrete approaches, per the request, those are extras that, you know, the client really can talk about whenever we actually do the site prep. So that's not included in the cost.
Absolutely, David. So just keep in mind, guys, if you plan on doing a similar building to this one, just remember that site preparation, it can have a big impact on the final numbers. That price that David just presented is just the concrete and everything.
For the main building and the lean-tos,
And the lean-tos and everything that is involved with the concrete, but does not include the site preparation, which in this case the client actually handled, which you can as a client. Now that the foundation is here, let's talk about the building itself. What are we working here with, David?
So of course, the overall dimensions of this particular structure was 60 wide, 55 feet deep, 20 feet tall. And to break that down, the main building dead center is 28 feet wide, 55 feet long, 20 feet to the eaves, with a 412 roof pitch. And the lean-tos are 16 wide, 55 feet long, each side with a high side of 14 feet, and on the low side is 19 feet. And both are fully enclosed, with that towering 20-foot height this red iron building is definitely a head turner.
That's awesome. As always, we always use a full I-beam on our red iron buildings for
Full
maximum strength and durability.
Yeah.
And for the panels, we went with the 26 gauge PVR panels, which come standard on all of our red iron buildings.
Yeah.
These panels also feature a 40-year paint warranty, so you're fully covered for a long time.
Yes, sir.
Now let's talk colors, because this building features a fresh new combination we actually haven't seen before.
Yeah, definitely a fresh combination. So this particular project went with a galvalume roof, which helps reflect the heat off the building, with polar white walls and also matching polar white trim. The result is a clean, modern look that really just stands out. So the color selection for this particular project is very important for any project, really. It's very important that you select the right colors. It's completely changes the vibe of your building. The sunlight can really affect how the color appears once it's outside. The environment can really determine how it actually looks. So we always recommend, getting some color samples. That way you can see how each option looks in specific environments before you actually commit to the
project.
The project.
Absolutely. And here's some great news. We now offering galvalume colors for roof for tubular buildings and red iron buildings.
Now, another feature of this particular project, it has a 2-foot overhang, and we always talk about the 2-foot overhangs, man. It looks sick.
Looks so nice.
Yeah, so this particular project was an option, it was an add-on, but it gives that building that sleek, finished look, and it's not, not just for style, it looks phenomenal.
It does, man, it really does. One thing about 2-foot overhang tools is that, well, just overhangs in general, is that they also help you channel the water and further away from the building, which is useful if you don't plan on installing or having gutters and downspouts on the building, which they do come standard on red iron buildings, gutters and downspouts, but it's also something to keep in mind.
Yep, definitely.
But of course, as all of our red iron buildings, what's the cost of the building itself, David?
Yep, let's go. The total cost for this particular building was $81,517 with 12 cents, and that includes the main portion, which is the middle section of the 28'x55, the two 16'x55 lean-tos, the 26 gauge PBR panels, the full I-beam framing, the 2-foot overhang, and the necessary equipment, labor, taxes, porta potties, just everything to finish out the project.
Our pricing does include material delivery, labor, and sales tax. And it is valid for 5 days from the posting of this video.
Yes, sir.
Keep in mind, prices do vary based on your location. Quick note, equipment is required for installations for all red iron buildings.
Yes, sir.
Now this time, let's talk about the doors and windows, because these features really help elevate the look and functionality of the building.
Yes, sir. Let's start with the overhead doors. We installed 4 black insulated overhead doors with an R value of 10 steel backing for solid performance and energy efficiency. Here's the breakdown of that. 2 10x10 doors on the center section and 2 9x8s on each lean-to, all 4 mounted on the gable ends. The 2 10x10 doors that are in the dead center, those include the high lift tracks. And the reason why we do that is because it's ideal for maximizing headroom, especially for 20 feet tall. Like this building, that's about 20 feet. You don't want that door to open and just hang 10 feet down, especially that steel backing door. It's super heavy, very, very reinforced. You don't want that to just fall and become a liability. That's why we use the high tracks.
High tracks.
Yes, sir.
Which is our standard. Anytime a garage door and the eaves are 4 feet of clearance, automatically we do high tracks. So they open towards the roof or they follow the roof line.
Yes, sir.
Great. Next up, the windows. The building has a total of 15 windows.
15?
Yeah. They're placed in specific locations to maximize natural light. That includes 7 36x60 double pane insulated windows, 4 36x36 double pane insulated windows, and then 4 4x2, 4 feet by 2 feet windows that were provided by the client. And what we did is we did the frame outs and we did the installation fee.
For the walk-in doors, he provided 2 walk-in doors. We did the frame out and install for those as well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, Pac, if you have custom doors and windows that you want us to install for you, that's not going to be a problem. We can frame out and install them for a small fee. As long as the materials are on site, we can definitely do the frame out, for your specific doors and windows. The total cost for the overhead doors, the windows, the frame outs, including labor, all that came out to $31,630. Our client chose to insulate the entire building, roof, and walls with 2-inch closed cell spray foam, which is a great choice if you're going to be looking to temperature control the building. It's going to improve the energy efficiency inside your building. Now, the 2-inch thickness that we provided has an R value of 14, which is the minimum we require for buildings that are being used for living space or temporary living quarters or just anything where people are going to be inside for an extended period of time.
Yeah, our WolfSteel Buildings, we offer 2 types of insulation options for red iron buildings.
Yeah.
There are spray foam and fiberglass.
Yes, sir.
If you decide in between the 2 options, you can check out this link on screen. We got a full breakdown giving you the pros and cons of each.
Yes, sir. So we also included the gutters all the way around the building for this particular client because they plan on doing their own downspout, some sort of water catching system or something like that is what was my understanding. But
that's awesome.
Yeah, but we made sure that we did the frame outs to receive those connections, to receive that downspout, just for a simple and clean connection.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So the combined cost for the spray foam and the gutters for this particular project was $38,886. And that includes not only this foam itself, but also the foam gap enclosures, which are standard for all of our spray foams. Any building that has our spray foam.
And fiberglass too.
Yeah.
Foam gap enclosures are super important. They prevent foam from oozing out during the application and helps seal up all the small gaps which give you a tighter, more energy efficient building when it's finished.
Yeah, you mentioned the fiberglass. We usually do the foam gap enclosures when fiberglass as well. That's a great point. By using the foam gap enclosures, no matter what, it seals that building up very well, minimizing any airflow and just maintaining that R value inside that building. You want to get what you pay for. Anytime you seal up a building very well, it's going to be the best option.
Absolutely.
But all right, Argenis, now that we've covered the cost for the building and the details, here's the big question. What's the total cost for this particular project?
Yeah, the turnkey cost for everything we discussed is $197,772.12.
Yes, sir.
That includes the building structure, the concrete foundation, the doors and windows frame outs, the spray foam insulation for the full building, gutters, material, delivery, labor, and sales tax. This price is only valid for 5 days after posting this video, and price may vary per location.
Yes, sir.
Now, what if you wanted to build the same structure but using a tubular steel instead of a red iron building?
That's a great question. We get that a lot.
What would that be, brother?
What's the comparison is what they're asking. So the total cost for the tubular version for this particular project is $188,780. Now just note that this version includes everything we did on the red iron except the 2-foot overhang. That's not standard on tubular buildings. But the tubular building steel typically comes with a 6-inch overhang and all the way around up to 1 foot, which is a little bit more on the custom side, but we can get the 1-foot overhang and they're usually covered by the vertical trim similar to the red iron look. That way it gives it a full finished look.
Yeah. Texas barn style metal buildings are more than just good looking structures. They're incredibly versatile.
Yeah.
Whether you're building a workshop, a storage space, an event venue, or even a living space, this offers the perfect blend of rustic charm and modern functionality.
Yes, sir. So here at WolfSteel Buildings, we help you bring your vision to life with custom design, turnkey pricing, and expert support every step of the way.
So what do you guys think? Will this new color combination be your next most popular color combination? Love to hear your thoughts.
I don't know, man. That black and white, that was popular for a while, but we'll see.
Still is.
So, yeah, it definitely is. So if you're ready for your building, and for something bold, functional, and completely your own, shoot us a message now and let's get your Texas Metal building started. See you on the next one.
What's up, Pack? Remember to stay up to date with everything that we're up to by checking out our social media. You can find us at WolfSteel Buildings for behind the scenes action. We share our latest projects, update on what the team is working on, and all the exciting progress happening in real time. Don't miss out on the action and remember to give us a follow.